Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book. Dark Pools by Scott Patterson investigates how modern U.S. stock trading was transformed by computers, speed, and complex market structure. Written as narrative financial journalism, the book traces the rise of quantitative finance, high-frequency trading, and alternative trading venues known as dark pools, private exchanges where orders can be matched with limited public visibility. Patterson follows the engineers, traders, entrepreneurs, and regulators who shaped this new ecosystem, showing how innovations intended to reduce costs and increase efficiency also introduced fresh risks and incentives. The story connects technology and market rules to everyday outcomes, including price slippage, uneven access to liquidity, and a sense among many investors that the playing field is tilted. Without requiring advanced math, the book explains key mechanisms like latency, order types, and fragmentation, and it links them to controversies over fairness and transparency. The result is a readable account of why the stock market feels different today and why debates about reform remain unresolved. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, from human floor trading to automated markets, a central topic is the historical shift from a market dominated by human specialists and phone-based trading to one shaped by algorithms and electronic networks. Patterson outlines how computers moved from back-office tools to decision-makers that generate, route, and cancel orders at extraordinary speed. The book emphasizes that this was not a single invention, but a series of changes. Advances in computing, cheaper data, new connectivity, and the rise of quantitative strategies that treat markets as information systems. As trading became automated, the meaning of liquidity evolved. What once looked like stable supply and demand could become fleeting, as algorithms posted quotes and withdrew them in milliseconds. The book also ties this transformation to the incentives of competition among exchanges and broker-dealers, where attracting order flow became a business model. Readers see how speed became a tradable advantage and how the race for lower latency drove firms to invest in specialized hardware, co-location, and optimized network routes. This topic sets the foundation for understanding later chapters about dark pools, high-frequency tactics, and the regulatory struggles to keep rules aligned with fast-changing technology. Secondly, dark pools and the fragmentation of liquidity. Another major theme is how trading dispersed across many venues, including public exchanges and private dark pools. Patterson explains why institutions were drawn to dark pools in the first place: to reduce market impact, avoid revealing intentions, and potentially get better execution for large orders. The book explores how these venues operate as alternative trading systems that match buyers and sellers with less displayed information than lit exchanges. Yet fragmentation introduces complexity. When liquidity is split among dozens of places, routing becomes a strategic problem, and different venues may have different rules, data visibility, and conflicts of interest. Patterson discusses how some dark pools marketed themselves as safe harbors from predatory strategies, but still faced criticism for allowing high-speed participants or for using order flow in ways that benefited the operator. The topic also covers how the lack of full transparency can make it harder for investors to know where their trades are executed and whether they received the best possible price. The broader point is that a system built to offer choice and competition can, without careful governance, create a maze that rewards sophisticated players and leaves ordinary participants dependent on intermediaries. Thirdly, high-frequency trading, speed advantages, and market tactics. Patterson devotes significant attention to high-frequency trading and the practical mechanics by which speed can be monetized. This topic explains how certain firms use rapid order placement and cancellation, ultra-low latency market data, and strategic routing to capture small profits repeatedly. The book examines the idea that being faster can mean seeing price changes sooner, reacting first, and positioning ahead of slower participants. It also highlights the debate between those who view high-frequency trading as modern market making that narrows spreads and those who see it as a form of rent extraction enabled by asymmetries in speed and information. Readers are introduced to tactics that became controversial, such as probing for hidden liquidity, trading ahead of large orders based on market signals, and exploiting differences in how venues process order types. The discussion is framed as an arms race, where investment in infrastructure can be as important as investment in research. Patterson also connects these tactics to investor experience, unpredictable fills, disappearing quotes, and outcomes that feel like a tax on trading. The topic clarifies why technical details like latency and queue priority matter to market fairness. Fourthly, regulation, market design, and unintended consequences. The book portrays regulation and market structure as moving parts that often lag behind innovation. Patterson describes how reforms intended to modernize trading and increase competition changed incentives for exchanges, brokers, and trading firms. When rules encourage best execution, display price competition, and rapid routing across venues, they also create opportunities to game microstructure details. This topic explores how policy choices can lead to unintended outcomes, such as reinforcing the importance of speed or enabling complex order types that only specialists fully understand. Patterson shows the difficulty regulators face, markets are technical, participants are highly motivated, and small rule changes can cascade into new strategies. The narrative also touches on enforcement challenges, including proving intent, monitoring fragmented venues, and keeping surveillance technology up to pace. At the same time, the book presents the genuine benefits that electronic markets delivered, like lower explicit commissions and easier access. The tension is not between progress and nostalgia, but between efficiency and integrity. By focusing on how rules shape behavior, this topic helps readers see that fairness debates are not purely moral arguments, but engineering and incentive design problems that require clear objectives, measurable standards, and ongoing oversight. Lastly, systemic risk, flash events, and restoring trust. A final key topic is how extreme speed and interconnected venues can amplify instability and undermine confidence. Patterson connects the growth of algorithmic trading and fragmented liquidity to episodes where markets moved violently in short timeframes, raising questions about resilience. The core idea is that when many strategies rely on similar signals and risk controls, they may exit simultaneously, causing liquidity to evaporate. In such moments, the apparent depth of the market can prove illusory, and price discovery can become chaotic. The book also emphasizes the psychological impact. If investors believe outcomes depend more on infrastructure advantages than on informed decision-making, participation and trust suffer. Patterson discusses proposed solutions in broad terms, including better transparency around execution quality, clearer rules for dark pools, improved market-wide safeguards, and designs that reduce the value of tiny speed edges. He also highlights the role of institutional investors and brokers in demanding better practices, since much of the system is shaped by where large orders go. This topic frames the book as not only an exposé, but also a conversation about what a modern stock market should optimize for: low costs, stable liquidity, equal access, and confidence that rules apply consistently. In conclusion, this book fits readers who want to understand how the U.S. stock market actually works behind the screen, including individual investors, finance students, professionals in adjacent fields like tech or law, and anyone curious about high-frequency trading and dark pools. It benefits the reader by translating intimidating market plumbing into concrete incentives and real-world outcomes, helping you interpret headlines about volatility, liquidity, and fairness with a clearer mental model. You come away better equipped to ask practical questions about trade execution, broker routing, and the difference between displayed prices and what you actually receive. Compared with many books that either glorify quant trading or reduce the issue to simple villains and victims, Patterson offers a narrative that shows both the innovations that improved markets and the loopholes that created conflicts. The focus on market structure rather than stock picking makes the lessons durable even as specific firms and technologies change. It is worth buying because it connects technology, regulation, and human ambition into a coherent story that explains why trust has become a central issue in modern investing and why reform debates are ultimately about designing a market that rewards genuine liquidity and fair access. If you would like to support Scott Patterson, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.